Week 2 of the NFL season is here. We got a main event contest over at FantasySpin. And to help me dissect the 1 and 4 o'clock Eastern time games on this week 2 slate is Nick Wilcox. You can find him over on X at Nick_Wilcox25 and also on the Fantasy Football Show. Make sure you check that out over on YouTube. I know they do a thing a couple times during the week, and I believe you said twice on Sunday. Do I have that right?
Twice on Sunday.
Perfect. That's like the old saying. I'll take it every day of the week and twice on Sunday. So once again, Nick_Wilcox25 on X and over on the Fantasy Football Show. So make sure you check it out. So Nick, I'm going to give it this first spin here. We're taking a look, and right there in one of the running back spots, we're going to go right to King Henry right away. Not sure if you've seen this. Browns players talking a little smack about this Ravens team, saying that arguably the hardest guy to tackle in the league is not hard to tackle. So how do we not lock in Derrick Henry?
Oof, my goodness, show. This is going to be definitely a rivalry matchup, and I'm looking forward to Henry just running all over these Browns this Sunday. So definitely lock him in.
Got to lock him in. I mean, what are we thinking? 150 plus?
Yeah, and give me 2 touchdown scores easily.
You heard it here first. Derrick Henry, 150 and 2 tutties in this matchup. The only other guy here that does it for me, I'm curious for your thoughts on him, is going to be down in that bottom left in the flex spot, Mr. Jackson Smith-Njigba, 56.5% target share in week 1. To be honest, it seemed like Sam Darnold only had eyes for him. So is there, let me word it this way. Is there a path forward for us with this lineup without Jackson Smith-Njigba, or is he a must lock?
I think there's a pathway without him. Reason just to play a little devil's advocate, I think Cooper Kupp can somehow get some more usage out of this offense. And playing the slot. Pittsburgh, they may not have who's the safety that plays for him again? He's going to be out. I think, what is it? Yeah, Dante Elliott, something like Deshaun Elliott, whatever. Whoever the starting safety is, normally he plays in slot as well at times, but I don't know. I mean, Jason's not a full lock on for me because there's plenty more spins left. If he comes up again, though, starts getting down to nitty gritty, then we can probably lock him in. But
and you're absolutely
options open.
Fair enough. You're absolutely right. Deshaun Elliott, DNP on Wednesday and Thursday here for practice. Also, Joey Porter Jr. did not practice Wednesday and Thursday. So here's what I'll do. We're not going to lock in JSN this time. But if he comes back up, I'm going to use my executive power, and we're locking him in.
That's fine.
Okay, fair enough. Nobody else here does it for you, correct? Like, we're not going the route of Pacheco. We're not going Pittman because he's probably getting the hashtag Surtain shadow, so we can spin again, right?
Yeah.
Cool. We'll go on here. We'll go another spin. I'm not really looking at Tua here, to be honest. Executive power. Boom. Locked him in. Jackson Smith in
this situation, sure. Yeah, in this situation, sure. We can lock him as a receiver. I really don't want to lock him as a flex because we want to leave options open for the flex, but
sure.
JSN is fine for a lock here. No problem. What about Chase Brown now?
100%. I'm anti-Jacksonville for everything. Go Texans, despite the week 1 loss to the Rams. I mean, here's the thing with Chase Brown. The usage is so good. I said it last week. He can't get game scripted out. Yes, he did cede a little passing work to Samaje Perine this past week, but he had the touchdown. He's going to be used again. I really like this game to probably be one of the higher scoring games in the slate.
It's the highest currently.
Last time I looked, it was 49.5. Is it still there? Do you know? Okay.
49.5. I believe so, but it was the highest in the slate regardless.
This game should push into the 50s. I'm confident this game goes over. So yeah, I think we have to lock in Chase Brown. It sounds like you don't disagree, correct?
Oh, lock him in, please.
Good.
Lock him in.
We got a couple of other guys there, and no thanks to Mark Andrews. Demario Douglas, one of my favorite seasonal drafts, managed to come out and score a touchdown, but also have -2 receiving yards in week 1. I don't think we're going to lock him in here, but it has to be maybe a little consideration here, or just we're not even looking there down there with 8 spins.
Probably not looking at this one. We still have plenty of spins left. If it gets down to it, like I said, maybe, but I mean, everyone's talking about Booty and stuff like that, but I don't know. I think he's one of those, I've been calling him, I don't get it. I don't understand why people are so hyped about him, but that's just me.
I'm right there with you. Dallas Goedert, DNP, Wednesday and Thursday. I doubt he plays. Now, on FantasySpin, if a player doesn't play, you do get their pregame projection. I think we can do better than the 8 points that we would get locking in Goddard. Again, I'm under the assumption he's not going to play. So I think we can do better at the tight end spot from there. We have Chase Brown in a flex, but we do have Travis Hunter there, basically the slot merchant in week 1 in Jacksonville. Right. Pretty much only played there. And head coach Liam Cohen came out and basically said that he's going to get a couple more snaps on defense. So are we worried about his usage here in week 2 on the offensive side of the ball to the point that we might not use a lock on him here?
Projections 10.5. Highest scoring projection. Let's gamble a little bit. Let's see what else is out there. Okay, let's see what else is out there. We'll spin and see what else is out there.
I like that. Out. I like that. Wait, who is the two? Because I'm torn on one of these guys, so I'm curious on your opinion. I'm curious.
I saw Michael Wilson. I was like, oh, really?
Oh, okay. That's not that's not where I was going. I saw Courtland Sutton because I'm a big fan of Courtland Sutton. He's the clear-cut number 1 in this passing offense. I think the Colts corners suck, so I really like Sutton's outlook. And if Danny Dimes is back to Danny Dimes and is going to lead, Indy to scoring points, could Denver be pushed to throw a little bit where we could get 15 to 16 plus points for Courtland Sutton? Are you as high on him as I am here in week 2?
In week 2, I guess if the Colts are going to make this a game, yes. But if they come out and the other side of the coin comes out and they're like, they stink, they could really move the ball, it was just a one-off thing, we could lock Sutton in. I do like Sutton from a season-long perspective. Wide receiver 1. I do think Denver's primed to bounce back offensively this week, so we can lock him in.
Yep, and Sutton had 22.5% target share in week 1, led the way. But of course, we all know a Sean Payton offense is going to spread the ball around, as annoying as it is. And he's got a quarterback that also loves to do it too. Just Peyton's little understudy there, under center, spreading the ball around, sometimes to the demise of fantasy managers there. I'm going to throw this out there. I hope you agree with me. I'm not going to lock in Travion Henderson. But I think week 2 is the breakout week. It's a great matchup.
I know.
Miami's in the dumps, man. Miami's in the dumps. McDaniel's going to be gone in 5 weeks. I'm saying it now. This is the week. Yes, I know Henderson's usage in week 1 was a little disappointing, but it is the PPR here on FantasySpin. So you get the point per reception. Miami stinks, and it's going to be the Henderson show.
But going into Miami, they don't have a great track record in terms of New England teams going into Miami. It's usually Miami. This is a bounce back spot potentially for Miami too. So if this is the game where Miami kind of shows that they can, be competitive offensively because they look like absolute trash against the Indianapolis Colts this past week. This could be a spot where Miami could bounce back, and this could lead to Henderson actually getting more, usage in the passing game as well. So lock him here. No, let's roll the dice.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm not going to lock him, but I do think a week 2 breakout is in store, and I want to get us a little bit of a better quarterback back there. But we ain't it with Bryce Young. But are you in on this? The Juwan Johnson hype right now, the elite usage in the Kellen Moore offense. He's obviously very athletically gifted, and they literally have nobody else to throw the ball to. And San Fran's banged up, obviously, with Brock Purdy and George Kittle set to miss this game. Are you in on the Juwan Johnson hype enough to lock him in here as our tight end?
Not enough to lock him in, but what I will say is that I did write about him this past week before his tight end 1 overall and full point PPR breakout. So yes, I wrote about the usage that he was getting, but also how Kellen Moore's offenses in pace hasn't been 9th or higher in the league. So he's always been a top 10 offense in pace and tempo. So to play him out and the way they play and how fast they go leads to overall this whole offense, in my opinion, being underrated. So I don't like him enough right now. I need to see it one more week. And when he does do it this week, we'll probably be kicking ourselves. But I do want to see like a touchdown or 2. Remember, Juwan Johnson is a wide receiver converted to tight end. So let's remember the athleticism is going to be there, red zone target, and again, the whole, what we just talked about, the pace, the tempo.
Yep. And we'll have to see if San Fran can score and keep up with, I believe it's going to be Mac Jones.
So
we'll have to see.
2 to 5 weeks for Brock Purdy out for,
for a turf toe variant. Don't forget variant. That's been in there. I don't know what the hell that means.
I don't know what variant is either on that one. I have to do a little research and digging on that one. But I was like, turf toe? Like,
you let me know what you come up with. I'm not looking it up. You can let me know. George Pickens, yay or nay?
No.
Good. Move on here.
Ayo. Well,
we don't have no deliberation on that one. None needed. We'll just lock in. Hey, we'll lock in Jamar Chase just like this. Keep our hands clean. Get ourselves the top projected wide receiver on the slate there. Dak is kind of interesting just because Dallas can't run the ball. Yes, I know Javonte Williams had the 2 touchdowns because Philly didn't have anybody up the middle that could slow him down near the goal line. Dallas is going to live and die by throwing the ball through the air. Giants front 7 is decent. Corners, not very good.
No.
Do we go with Dak? We're down to 4 spins. Obviously, like looking at this lineup, I'd almost hope for like a Joe Burrow and just say, hey, we're all in on a Bengal stack. That's probably the best for our lineup right now. But Dak's not a bad option, I don't think. But what do you say, Nick Wilcox?
I do think we saw Bryce Young a little earlier at QB. We saw Aaron Rodgers a little bit earlier at QB for spins. I'm willing to wait until even the potential last spin to get a better QB because we just never really know. And honestly, QB, we talked about it throughout the all season. The quarterback position is so deep. So even worst case scenario is that we do get a Dak, we do get Aaron Rodgers again, and all they're doing is slinging the football for attempts. So no, let's roll the dice on this one.
I love it. Let's roll the dice. We get Bryce back again.
There it is.
Do we like Sam Laporta against Chicago, or do we have concerns about this Ben Johnson-less Detroit offense?
I do like a potential outing for him in terms of the pace of this game because we saw Chicago how they came out really firing on all cylinders at first with Caleb Williams, and then they kind of just gave the game. I in my opinion, to Minnesota. So I do expect that Laporta can have a bounce back, and I'm trying to think if there's other tight ends to where this solid of a projection and then potentially beating that projection. Detroit's offense did give me a little bit of a pause though, because their offensive line was looking not great. But again, Micah Parsons, along with those other front 7 guys in Green Bay, it was, week 1. So let's lock Laporta in. I think there might be a few other tight end options, but I think let's just lock them in because it's a solid projection.
And we're down to 3 spins remain too. So, the being super picky might have to give way a little bit here, but we are out of locks now. We're hoping for a good dynamic duo between our quarterback and our final running back spot. Yeah. No offense to these 2 guys, but Bryce Young and Tyrone Tracy isn't it. But maybe we can do a little bit better here. We do like Travion Henderson. It's easier to throw the ball in Tennessee than to run it. And we also saw the Rams rushing attack in week 1, not very good against the Houston front 7. So we're down to 2 spins left. So let me ask you, is Stafford and Henderson the duo that we want to lock in with and wipe our hands clean of this lineup? Or are we going to press our luck and go for a little bit more?
Whatever. You ever watch that show, Whammy?
Yeah,
I'm going to press my luck.
Yep. And next up, it's going to be no whammy, no whammy, no whammy.
No whammy, no whammy. Oh, that's a whammy.
That ain't good. No good there. So we are down to our last spin. We need some good old fantasy spin. Hashtag last spin magic. Let's see if we can get it here. Any player, let me ask you quick, quarterback or running back that you want to manifest here, like a Jalen Hurts, like a Jonathan Taylor, like a who else could we get? Maybe Travion Henderson comes back up, Joe Burrow. Who are we manifesting right here? You pick a quarterback or running back, and I'll pick the other.
Yeah, let's hope for Lamar, actually. I'd love a nice little Lamar Henry little mini stack here in this situation.
All right.
Because they'll be accounting for a ton of the fantasy points. So
I like that.
One way or another.
I like that. I'm looking at the game options here, so I'm going to pick the running back. You know what? Let's manifest this Lamar and Saquon. I know it's tough to run against Kansas City, but I'm a sucker for a good projection. So here we go. Once again, that good old fantasy spin, last spin magic.
Oh no, that's not magic.
No, that ain't good. I don't mind Drake May. I just don't care.
I don't mind Drake May, but it was Ford. Yeah, but if that's our weak spot out of all this, I could live with that.
Yeah, I think we could have done worse. a little down there on that. But all right, here we go. So now we got the pick 'em here that pops up. So now we are going to pick players to score more than their fantasy point projection and see if we can't, maybe, who knows, if we go all 8, we could 100x our picks there. If we go with 4, we can just 10x. So let's do this. Let's do a little 4-pick entry. Give me, of these players, the two players here that you are most confident in exceeding the listed fantasy point projection.
I'll take the easy way out, Henry.
Okay.
And I'll do Drake May. I think Drake May, in terms of, again, a rushing quarterback, right? Yep. Like a guy that, we're going to take advantage of that, because 15.5, we're really talking about him really, because 4 points per passing touchdown, right?
Yes.
All right. So we only need 2 through the air, maybe 1 on the ground, and then, however much yardage we'll need from Drake May. And I think New England does, again, we could be a trap game spot for New England going into Miami. But again, the bounce back, I think, should be fine, because Mike Vrabel is going to find a way to, get this offense going again. So I do like Drake May beating this projection, this one. And obviously King Henry, we don't have to talk too much about that. This spot has an opportunity for him to have 3 touchdowns in this game. So definitely not worried about Henry beating his projection. Like, he literally did that, the first half against Buffalo. So
shout out Grant Delpit. He's going to push this pick'em slip over, that's for sure, with King Henry. I used my executive power on Jackson Smith and Jigba, so I think it'd be a little weird if I didn't pick him. That'd be really weird to be all in on this guy and then get to the pick him and be like, I don't know about that projection. Seems a little high. I like it a lot. And I'll go Cortland Sutton. I'm going to go the 2 guys that I kind of bang the drum for the most here in this slip. So we're going to go Drake May, Derrick Henry, Jackson Smith, and Jigba, and Cortland Sutton to go over their projected totals. Let's do 1,000 tokens on it to win 10,000. Try to 10x our tokens here in this contest that we just entered. So that is going to be the lineup: Drake May, Sam Laporta, Derrick Henry, Jerome Ford, Jamar Chase, Jackson Smith, and Jigba, Chase Brown, and Cortland Sutton. Overall, pretty good lineup. No complaints or qualms from my end. So Nick, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here. So once again, they can follow you on X at Nick_Wilcox, Wilcox 25. And then obviously over on the Fantasy Football Show, a couple days through the week and twice on Sundays. Anything else that you kind of want to promote with your work or anything here as we head into week 2 of the NFL season?
Yeah, 10:30 a.m. Eastern, Sunday. Pull up questions, or you start sits, your props, your bets. We overall talk about trade advice, last minute stuff on that, and trying to get ahead on your waiver wires right before lock. So if there's players out there still on your waiver wires, we'd love to help you out with that too. But yeah, check us out, 10:30 a.m. Eastern on Sunday, 7 p.m. Sunday night, and Monday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern.
You heard the times right there. Show. That's right. Duff Fantasy Football Show over on YouTube. Find him on X, at Nick_Wilcox 25. You can follow me on X at Colby R. Conway. And if you want to spin to win and experience the newest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports this football season, head over to the Google Play or the Apple App Store. Download the Fantasy Spin app today, and we look forward to seeing you on the leaderboard. What's up, y'all? Hope you enjoyed the content. For the avoidance of doubt, please note that I, Colby Conway, am a DFS player entering these contests under the username Colby Conway. The strategies and recommendations in this video do not necessarily reflect the views of Fantasy Spin. Please play responsibly and visit fantasyspin.com/responsible gaming to take advantage of Fantasy Spin's responsible gaming resources.